Hey guys, Cassie here, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a little bit of a different video. I had made this picture in order to do a speed paint, and I lost the footage of the eyes and the flowers, so I thought instead of just chalking the video portion of this art up to a loss, I just decided, well, I had some subscribers that asked in my very earliest video, or I asked if you guys would be interested in a tutorial, and several of you said yes. So I have no community page. I've got no way of reaching out to ask you guys what kind of tutorial you'd like, but I know a lot of people are interested in hair, so that's what this is going to be, of me coloring this girl's natural red hair. So stay tuned for that. But first, I have a little announcement. In one of my previous videos, I introduced to you guys these 3 pieces of artwork. And we had a vote on which one you guys wanted me to redraw in my current style. And the angel won. So that is the one that I'm going to be redrawing in a future video. I don't know if it's going to be next week. This is kind of a ambitious picture to redraw with all the details and the flowers and stuff, and I want to do a good job for you guys. So, but it will be coming up in a future video. And before I get started with the tutorial, I also have this piece here. I did a sketchbook flip through recently, and I said that there was a story behind this picture, and some of you expressed interest in hearing it. So if you are not interested in hearing it, you can certainly fast forward to the tutorial part, and if you want to stick around for the story, here goes. My aunt passed away a few years ago in a car accident. She was involved in a wreck with a drunk driver. She was going to work, 3rd shift, and the person hit her head on, and she was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. There was nothing that they could do for her. Well, that night, I was not having a very easy time falling asleep. I felt very uncomfortable and very unsettled, and I've expressed my beliefs before. I'm a Christian. I don't believe in, like, you know, ESP or anything of that nature. But for whatever reason, that night was just very, very uncomfortable and unsettling for me. I couldn't fall asleep. I tried watching TV. I tried reading. Nothing worked. So I decided, I didn't really feel like drawing, but I decided to give it a try because I was getting very irritated at that point. I knew I had to get up and do school the next day, and it was just not, the no sleep was just not working for me. So I decided to try and draw a picture to settle my nerves, and this is what I came up with. And, you know, I don't have any problem with kind of creepy, darkish artwork. I mean, it's just art, and I like Halloween. I like creepy stuff, but this particular one, I guess, just came from my unnerved feeling that, I don't know, maybe something was lurking. And, you know, it could be coincidental. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that, I was being triggered by this event that was about to happen, or I'm kind of rambling, but anyway, I just know that my feelings that night, before I even knew about the wreck, were what this picture came from. And, you know, the aunt that died, she was not only my aunt, she was my friend. She and I had a lot in common, and she loved art as well, and I miss her. I miss her very much, so I'll always keep this picture around, if only to, you know, keep the piece of art that I created the night that she died even if it isn't necessarily a happy piece or a pretty piece. But you know, one day whenever I think I can handle it, I might create a more light, happy piece in honor of the people that I've lost in my life. But as of right now, it's just too hard. So I will, you know, we'll see where it goes. But anyway, on to the tutorial. Thank you guys for listening, and you know, stay tuned. Hey guys, so here is the tutorial portion of this video. I'm sorry that it is so long. I initially did not mean for it to be so long, but it turned out that way, so I'm just going to roll with it. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to all my new subscribers. It means so much to me that you would tune in to my channel, and I'm just super excited to get to know all of you. So here is the sketch that I just pulled aside, and underneath is the progress that I've made on the finished, or what's going to be the finished piece so far. And I don't know if I've mentioned before that I lost the footage to the flowers and the eyes, and I was really bummed about it, but I figured why not finish it anyway and turn some of it into a tutorial, because I know some people have expressed interest in that. So I'm going to be pulling out the pencils that I'm going to use for this piece, and I use Prismacolor pencils, but if you don't have those, you know, you can find colors that will match the colors that I use in any pencil set. You just have to kind of be creative and pick it out of what you currently have. So here I have just regular orange, and then I have, I believe, Spanish orange and poppy red, and I pulled aside this color. I can't tell what it is. I can't see it on the screen, but I end up not using these last three colors. I use pumpkin orange and sepia instead. So here I'm taking I've got my pencils on the side here, I'm looking. I'm taking the Spanish orange, which is PC1003. And what I'm doing here is I'm just laying down a base. And what that tends to do is that it just puts a surface underneath and helps the pencils blend better. And I'm actually taking, this is going to be my Tuscan Red, and I don't have it with me, so I can't give you the number. But the lines were not dark enough for me, so that's all I'm doing right now, is that I'm filling in the lines of the hair a little bit darker, so whenever I get into the deeper coloring, they will still show up for me. All right, now I'm taking the orange, which is PC918, and this is the mid-tone that I've chosen, which is the color that I want to show through the most. Well, actually not show through the most. It's kind of like an undertone. Natural red hair, I think most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time does have kind of an orange and even sometimes golden undertone to it. So therefore, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of putting the orange undertone. And here we go. I've got my poppy red, which is PC922. And here I'm bringing in the red tone that I want. And really what I'm doing is just going over top of the orange with this and deepening the color of the hair. I want it to be a nice rich color. I don't want it to be pale. So therefore that's what I'm doing here. I just love naturally like red hair that has an orange sheen to it. I just think it's so gorgeous. I've always been very drawn to that color hair. Of course, I like hair in general, so you see a lot of hair in my pictures. So I think I'm about to pull out. I'm not sure. I'm kind of waiting for the footage to show me what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm taking the Spanish orange again, which was PC1003, And I'm just going over top of the highlight areas. You see where when I was coloring with the orange and the poppy red that I left some light areas? And I'm taking the base color, which was that Spanish orange, and I'm just going back over the highlighted areas because I want them to be nice and rich and have kind of make the hair appear like it has kind of a golden undertone. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just going over where I left the light and giving it that kind of golden overlay. Coloring hair my way is a lot. It takes a lot of steps and a lot of layers, and I don't want to even be presumptuous. It's not my way. It's a color pencil technique that I learned. I didn't come up with this all by myself, so I want to give credit where it's due. I can't tell you the exact source which I learned this, but I definitely have watched my share of YouTube tutorials over the years. I wasn't satisfied with that little area, so I went back over it. And here I'm taking, this is where I scrapped some of my other color choices. I decided to go with this pumpkin orange because it's a very muted orange color, and I thought the hair was turning out too bright. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going back over the poppy red with this pumpkin orange. It's a very earthy tone orange, almost with, I don't want to say a brownish tint, but it's definitely kind of a rusty tint. I think that's a better word for it. And yeah, I'm just going in and deepening these parts of the poppy red where I think it's just too bright red and I want it to have more of an orange tone to it. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm kind of at a loss for what to say right now. I don't think that there's much else I can say to describe what I'm doing here. It's just definitely, I can't really say where I decide how the, I'm so sorry. I can't really say how I decide where I put the shadows and highlights, but where the hair curves outward towards you, I guess, would be where I would place the highlights, and where it curves away from you is where I would place the shadows. And here, okay guys, you see the blocky footage there. I have no idea what happened there, and I am so very sorry that it turned out that way. It's annoying me, and I've already finished making the video, and I can't go back and change it now. So it goes back to the long landscape type footage later on. But onto what I'm doing. So that was sepia, which is a very kind of grayish dark brown color. It's PC948. And here I am. This is where usually the magic happens, when I take the deepest shadow color that I'm going to use and I go in and just define those shadows there. And I'm making the some of the lines darker, and I'm going in where the shadows would be and just darkening up the colors. And that is what makes the shine of the hair really stand out. It's what makes it makes the highlights look really bright. And it's the contrast. It's the very high contrast between the light colors and the dark colors that just makes your work pop off the page. And so here we go. I am all finished with this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see me color the skin on this. I know that a lot of people want to see skin as well. So let me know. Let me know if you want my next video to be a skin tutorial or if you want my next video to be a new piece of art. And thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. And you guys have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time.